thing I really loved about it, really, and why I wanted to do like a quick put you on to it. Maybe you have people out there that really like series or movie that's set in historic times. And when I say historic, I don't mean like I don't mean like 25 BC times there. I don't mean like that, like Ice Age.
It's the 90s. It's
I
the
don't mean like that.
90s.
I mean like yes, the 90s historic is probably
Historic.
too yeah, maybe not the word.
Very harsh. There's a lot of 90s babies around, you know. They're,
Yeah,
yeah, but
I'm one of those. But anyway, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, back in the 90s, when rules for society was a lot different,
mm,
diversity wasn't quite prominent, I'd
mm,
say. I think that's sorry. I think that's really what stood out for this movie because it just kind
series.
sorry for this series because it kind of bring you back to what for me at least how far society has come. Yeah, it's so it has to do the theme of it's set on a military base, training camp, for instance. So back then, which is still happening, but maybe not as prominent as before. Back then,
Mm,
people were leaving high school and were literally just joining the army.
mm,
And I think the main theme around it was more so of persons that were not heterosexual couldn't they were just they couldn't or they were not allowed to be in the army, and I think persons had to somewhat um disguise in themselves or lie about who they really are just to be able to become a military man. So that's really what the theme of the movie is about, but
mm.
that's not I wouldn't say the message per se. There were like deeper messages that were sent, and it was more so of even though you had to like hide who you really are, you can basically overcome anything, or you can be who you want to be. And I think it just shows you basically where what society was then and where it is now, where people are allowed to actually, doesn't mean like because you're one thing doesn't mean that you can't be the other in a sense.
Yeah, for me, it was kind of eye opener because obviously back then you'd have been extremely young, or for a lot of the viewers, not even born yet.
Yeah.
So what the world was then, it's kind of like, wow, really, it was still like that, but just in the closet, so to
Yeah.
speak, but different setting. So that's one way of looking at it. Also, for the military people, you saw where some of them going to the army was a way to not go to prison or whatever it was. So everybody had a reason for joining, but it doesn't matter who you were or why you joined. When you join the training camp or the boot camp, everybody's on the same
Level.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all scrubs, you're nobodies. And then seeing how you fight through that to get to where you need to go. Not saying it's where you want to go, it's where you need to go because your circumstances could be different. So that was the interesting thing for me to see in that series.
Yeah.
But
And I think for the main character as well, just showing where sometimes you really want a change and whatever your circumstances may be, um, to go back to the theme of the movie as well, or the storyline of the movie was more so, sometimes as Ray just said, different people would join the army for different reasons, but everyone had a reason.
mm,
They were basically trying to either prove something to themselves or prove something to a
a
family member or
family.
somebody. But
Mm,
everyone had a reason to join, for joining
mm,
the army, or to go through the camp. But it was more so, you had persons who were being bullied, and the main character, that was his storyline or his story. But is that basically you're trying to prove to yourself, or you're
mm,
fighting,
mm,
and just showing just the progress that he's made, seeing who he was when he just
mm,
started, even before he started. Like, you would never put army and that person together in the same sentence, but just
Mm,
seeing how as Ray just said, it's more so of it's maybe not where you want it to go, but it's just where you need to be, how it built your character. It literally brought out who you want to be in a sense,
mm,
who you really deep down, it just brought that to the forefront. And I think it really spoke volume for how if you're really determined. Because for a lot of people, I would think, something you're going through certain hard patches or you try something new and the smallest thing come up and you're like, yeah, I can't do this and you're done.
mm,
It just really kind of give you that to say, okay, then fine. Even though it get hard, like at the end, it gets better. It's just basically going through it or riding those waves or just literally making it through those hard patches to get to the other side in a sense.
yeah.
So yeah, I really love it because it's a good feeling. Gives you that type of good feeling towards the end of it. But then also it just brought you to different when you were, right through it, I just kept comparing what society was, what society is now, and just saying, I'm saying? Like, I really love where we are now because these people are just allowed to be who they are and not, obviously, I don't think we're 100% there.
There will always be
Yeah.
opinions, so
Yeah.
leave that alone. That's for another debate because it's always going to be opinions. So if you've watched it, or it's trending in top 10 now for Netflix, at least in the UK. It is so a lot of people are watching it and seemingly like it.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, you can check it out. It's a decent watch. There seems to be a season two, maybe, I don't know. But if you have,
Haven't.
no, if you have,
Mhm.
let us know what you think. I mean, is this something for you?
Yeah, and I think
If
I'd want
not,
to have that debate. Let's not leave that
yeah,
debate alone. The
yeah,
message, said write a comment and let's just debate it. Like, how
yeah.
far do you think society has really come?
Hmm.
Do you think even though we've changed, we've remained more the same? Let's talk
Like I
about
said,
it.
a lot to debate on that one. Yeah, but
Yeah, just respond in the
yeah.
comments. All right, bye.
Bye. See you.